Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jeremy here at ExtremeWeatherTracker.com, updating your tropical weather at 1:15 p.m. on August the 3rd, 2011. As you can see on the satellite imagery here, we have Tropical Storm Emily located just south of the island of Hispaniola, just south of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Emily has been steadily moving to the west at about 12 miles per hour and should continue to do so over the next few hours before feeling the pull or the weakness of the trough to the north and start moving in a little more northwest direction. Now, as you can see on the satellite images, the reason I have this zoomed in is because I want to show you. If you watch the last few frames, you'll see the swirl of Emily's center located in that area there I just circled, and this is an indicator that the low-level circulation is actually outrunning the mid-level circulation. It's become decoupled from the mid-level circulation and is starting to outrun the burst of convection that's firing on the east and the north side of the system. So that's an indicator that Emily will remain weak unless this convection can start covering up this center of circulation. It will remain weak as the center is completely exposed at this time. Now I'll show you the factors that Emily's fighting right now. As you can see, this is the water vapor imagery, and you can see Emily's center is located in this area here, out from under this convection. You can see there's a pretty good burst of convection on the east side, but it has yet to cover up the center of circulation or catch up with the center that's located in here. So we need this center to get back underneath this convection and couple with we need the convection to catch up with the center. And but as you can see on the satellite imagery, we have a large area of dry air located just to the north and west of Emily, and this dry air is getting drawn or entrained into the circulation, so I believe that's the factors keeping Emily weak. Let me go back to the tropical Atlantic floater, and as you can see, if I'll turn on the tropical points, you'll see Emily was located in here a few hours ago, and the next tropical point had Emily moving in a west-northwest direction in this area here. But obviously Emily is never going to make that, the forecast point there, as she's still moving to the west. So I believe Emily's going to be further west than the National Hurricane Center has predicted her to be, and I believe she'll probably move west and then take a west-northwest direction and maybe brush the very tip of Haiti. If she stays weak, the more she stays weak, the further west she'll go. If she strengthens a little bit more, she'll probably feel the pull a little bit more and maybe move a little bit further north. Now I'll show you the models. This is one group of models here, and as you can see, the models have been trending west from last night all the way to today. These are mostly statistical models, and also there's two global models in this mix here, and you can see the global models want to bring it up on the west side of Florida. This is the CMC, and this is the European model here, and they want to bring it up on a little bit further west and actually bring it across pretty much the breadth of Cuba and bring it into the eastern Gulf of Mexico sometime over the next several days. Now the dynamic models, the GFS and the HWRF and the GFDL want to bring this, still want to bring it further north. But as I was saying earlier, Emily's already located in this area here and would have to take a very sharp turn northward, basically nearly a 90-degree turn to the north, to be able to follow the consensus of these models that are on the east side of Florida, that bring it up to the east side of Florida. So I really think that Florida, if this can survive the trek across Cuba and Haiti in this area here, I think Florida definitely needs to be watching out for this, as I do think that Florida's in the bullseye here if Emily can strengthen once it crosses these islands. Some of these islands have mountain ranges with 8,000 to 10,000 foot mountains, and Emily's low-level feature is likely to get torn apart by these mountainous islands. So we'll have to see if Emily can end up reforming north of these islands after it crosses over out of the Caribbean and before it reaches Florida. Sometime maybe it might brush the east coast of Florida, or it might dead center it. If some of these other statistical models are right, we're looking at something in the eastern Gulf of Mexico, perhaps impacting the Florida Panhandle. So I believe the trend is going to be further west than these dynamic models have it, and I believe that they will be moving to the west as the later runs come out. Now I have another group of models that I want to show you here. And this is just a different suite of models, and as you can see, the statistical models all want to bring it into the Gulf of Mexico, and then the dynamics are still stubbornly putting it out here, bringing it through the Bahamas and bringing it out to the east of Florida, which is still a possibility. But like I said, at this point, I believe that we're going to have to bring this further west, and I believe a further west track is definitely going to be favored in this scenario. I believe probably this is going to come across the eastern tip of Haiti, the western tip of Haiti, and then perhaps bending back and then brushing Florida, and then as it gets recurved out to sea. One interesting note, which I don't believe will happen, but is something I want to talk about: if this actually gets far enough, stays far enough south and west, it could get trapped under this big Texas high that's located over Texas and actually get into the Gulf of Mexico, perhaps heading across into Mexico or something like that. But that's just a wild scenario that could possibly happen. I still believe that Florida at this time is definitely in the bullseye for this, so I think that we're going to see this starting on a more northwesterly direction and cross these islands, and if it survives the crossing of Cuba and Haiti, then we'll see what happens on the other side. But I think Florida needs to definitely keep their eyes peeled, because this is definitely going to be moving in their direction sometime over the next several days. As far as intensity forecast, like I said, it's remaining weak at this time. Don't look like much strengthening is going on, and if it can survive its trip over the islands and reform out here, then Florida may have something to watch out for. Some of the models are bringing it back up to Category 1 intensity, and I believe the Hurricane Center and their forecasts are also bringing it up to Category 1 intensity after it crosses these islands somewhere out in here, as the conditions will become a little more favorable. So we'll see how deeply the trough digs in, and the trough is currently located in here. We'll see how deeply it digs in. A weaker system doesn't feel these troughs as much. They're more steered by the lower level winds of the atmosphere, and the lower level winds are taken in a more westerly direction. A stronger system would be steered by upper level winds, which would bring it in a more northerly track. So there's going to be a combination of the two, I believe, and I do believe it's going to move over the eastern tip of Cuba and then perhaps impacting Florida sometime at the end of this week. So anyway, everybody keep checking back, and we'll keep updating as we get new model runs out and new information comes in. So you guys keep checking back. Also go to extremeweathertracker.com for all these great models and graphics. And this is Jeremy at extremeweathertracker.com. I'll see you again soon.